Hello everyone, this is Rosemary and this is my Halloween journal for Tsunami Rose design team. And this is the cover. It is about, let's see, the cover is about, what is it? About 5 inches by 8.5 inches wide. The pages are about 4 inches by 8 inches. And on this front cover, you see a collage with that little rhyme, when witches go riding and black cats are seen, the moon laughs and whispers 'tis near Halloween. And so you see my bat up here and Halloween and some gauze. And this is a die cut. The backgrounds have just been are some papers. This is a little tiny piece of graphic 45. But I want you to look at the witch. You're going to see this witch with her cat quite often in this journal. This is from one of the pages of the Tsunami Rose printables. And I'm going to show you how versatile they can be. The spine, it's been covered with lace and the back is plain. I have my button and bias tape. This little trim right here you see at the edge, I cut it from the lace because I didn't want that harsh edge right there. And so, you know, the whole cover are just bits and pieces that were in my stash. This was a die cut piece of paper. So, and I really kind of like how this cover came out with some gauze. So again, I tend to push. And there's my black button. And I dyed with the Distress Inks. I think it's the bias tape. And when you look inside, doesn't this get you ready for Halloween? And again, this is some die cuts, a few bits and pieces from Tim Holtz and odds and ends. So this is my tag, and this is some memos pads that I bought last year, and I've glued them to some paper and sewed around them. So these are my tags right here. I bought this die of the haunted house, and here's a little tag here with a little skeleton that opens up for more journaling. And the die acts as a pocket. And do you see this? This is the page from the digital, and I've resized it to be 3 by 5. It's the same witch that you see here. So you can use your digital pages many different ways. So I use them as a decoration, a tag, and you'll find her later on in a page. So there we go. So another thing I did with the digitals is I printed, you know how we have one-sided paper, and I made a double-sided paper by printing the digital page onto the regular decorated page. So here is the digital for October. And so I made my own double-sided paper. I had this orange that I bought in a stash, and I coffee stain it to make it a little bit softer because this orange is really bright, a little harsh. And I dip it in coffee, and it kind of softens it and gets you into that orange flavor, orange idea of Halloween. This is Something Wicked This Way Comes. And what happened was I went to Tuesday morning, and they had some paper stacks, and it was an Echo Park, an old Echo Park, and it matched the set quite well. And here is a little tag, 10 things we did in October. And here, die cut. And when I cut all the papers, I always have these strips. And I like to border them, and this is a flip out with a little pumpkin and cat there. And I've glued it so it holds this little tag right there. 10 things we did in October. This is a stamp, Tim Holtz, and here again is a Tsunami Rose page. One of the things I did, because I used several of her different sets of Halloween, is they were all different lengths. So when I printed them out, I added borders down here at the bottom. These borders, this is a good way of lengthening and using your scrap paper here. So you know how when you print you have an edging, and so this is it, along with some washi and a little print there. And again, here is, you can see how I make my double-sided paper, because here it's a web. And then I had this paper right here, made it into a tuck. This is leftover paper. This is a napkin. The spider's a napkin, and it becomes a wonderful and very cute journal tag there. This is an ghost with the little eyes right there, and I traced one. I had one right there made out of some kind of styrofoam. Here's my Martha Stewart punches, and like I said, this is how I use up leftover paper, by putting borders on them. This is a treat bag, and I forgot about putting my, it's ribbon and leftover paper, and this is a giant tag that fits in this bag. And again, Tsunami Rose printable, and you can see even clearer how I made this longer, because I think they were more for the 5x7 size, and I just didn't cut it down, and I added this trim down at the bottom. Okay, and here again it's that Echo Park stickers, and this is again one of her printables that I resized 3x5, and down there you see the little pocket, and the scarecrow is a tuck. I think it even acts like that, so you can add some more tucks there. This is some accounting paper that's been gessoed in distress ink, and I've added these are some ideas, because I would like the new owner to do rearrange this, and so they can either glue it down. Right now I have them paper clip, my costume ideas, and then this is a embellished paper clip that I made from it was some felt ribbon, I believe. And again, Tsunami Rose, and this is a pocket right here, and this ghost is also from Napkin Decoupage, which I think is so cute, and a memo pad that I picked up last year, and it's been reinforced. Again, the accounting paper with the gesso and distress ink. I put some ribbon there and a bat. This is just some stamping, another printable that's been resized. And right here on the back, this is an embellished paper clip. And again, I use all my little pieces left over that are they're usually about an inch, and I use them for my journaling tags. This is a new die I bought at Michael's just this past weekend. And again, you see the printable with the extension I added, and ribbon or lace. I left this blank because I thought it would be really fun to write with a colored ink or on this. And here's an envelope pocket. Here's my die cut. This would be a wonderful little journal tag. I did some stenciling on the envelope. Here's the pocket for the tags. So you see 3 tags right there, and you see the stenciling. And again, you see how I like to do my borders. Oops, did I miss? No, that's right. And again, this is one of the fold outs that I have, and this is all left so that the new owner can do some decorating. Here's a tiny little tuck that I made, and this tag is also from napkin. And again, a printable. I just liked it because I thought it was kind of eerie looking paper. And on this printable, you can see an edging, the strips that I saved. And this, as you turn, is a Martha Stewart punch and a die cut, and I think it looks just kind of fun. Pictures, you could add, you know, Halloween, there's always all kinds of ephemera floating around. Again, this is some strange yellow paper I've had that, again, I coffee stain it to just, you know, mute it down a little bit because it's pretty bright. And then you see some stenciling on it. This is the center of the signature, and I love this printable. You know, for someone, they can do some doodling on this page right here. Like all these monsters need eyes. And the center, I always think Halloween and candy is really an envelope to add some extras right there. And this is the other side. Just kind of some fun in the page. You never would think with that serious stenciling. This is a tuck right here. So you could add something, and like I said, the Martha Stewart punch with a die. So this one, you can add some tucks. I added a border with, and you can see the spider web, which just makes some fun with this. Again, this is a suggestion here. You Are So Scary. If you like where it is, you can glue it down. And it really adds a lot to the page. And oops, I know this. And on this side, Spooky Night. And if you like them, just put them there. Glue them down. Sometimes, you know, people want to change things around. This is the border, and you can see some lace trim on it. The other side of the envelope. And here is the tag. I put a little, and you turn it over. And here is another tag, the same, you know, because I had this paper left over. The black with a flower down at the bottom. And it is this is what I'm talking about, the double-sided printed paper. And I added trim right there to extend the pages. So your printables can be very versatile in sizes. You can change them with printing. You can add your own borders to make it appropriate length. Or if you want to just add a little something to the printables, you can. I think this border added quite a bit to it, even if it is the right size, to make it a little bit more unique. Again, some ribbon, and this is a printable. Or this was some paper I had, and I just love the design so much that I fussy cut them, and I think she is so cute. This is a flip out. And again, some ribbon trim. I talked about this kind of paper, and you can see the lace trim. It's almost like a washi or ribbon that is backed with some adhesive, so it kind of works right there. This is a pocket here. This is one of the printables that are usually 4x6. I did a little bit of added the bat, the beware. This is napkin, and there it is, that little border. So I added a little bit to the printout, Tsunami Roses. They were, I think, originally like 4x6, and now, you know, I resized all the tags 3x5. This is a new tag I bought, and I kind of like the combination like that. And here is a Tsunami Rose, again, her printables. And I just love that the witch is glamorous, dancing with the broom and the jack-o'-lantern head. And here's a cauldron that I added on. This is stamped. And when I stamp on tissue paper, and then I decoupage it because I can always pick the best stamp. because you know how it is, it never fails. You stamp and it's not perfect and it just kind of bums you out. So again, gesso and distress ink. Here is that lace kind of border, and I added, this is a napkin decoupage, a little ghost, and this was a little piece that I cut out from that paper where the witch came from. Here you can see my borders down here. This is from the Echo Park, and what I did with the stickers, I put them on some cardstock, and then I fussy cut them just for more support. A memo pad, booth, and it's just a tiny little pocket, and then the figures act as a tuck, and it is a double-sided. This is again my double-sided paper. You see the border. This is a popcorn bag, and this side has some of the just loose pages that if you want to write something down, notes from the witch. And you turn it over, and again there's a border right here, and this one has been actually backed. The other pages are loose, so they're more like the memo paper. This is more like a journal page, and again this is a page that 3 by 5, I believe, 3 by 6. I resized it, and it fits for the tuck right there. And then right behind it, I thought it was kind of fun, in the pocket, notes from the witch. So that goes in pretty easily, and I just thought it was just a fun touch. The borders, you can see my borders. They just using up paper, a little bit of lace. Here's the ghost with the googly eyes on both sides, just some fun. A Halloween journal should have some fun. And this is a little skeleton notebook I have right here, and the skeleton acts as a tuck. Again, memo paper that has been reinforced with some leftover cardstock and stitched. And here you see when witches go riding and black cats are seen, and this is the page that you saw that is on the front cover here. And I don't think it looks obnoxiously like repetitive on this, but I've used this page 3 times already. And this is a die cut that, that I just had some leftover glitter paper. And again, just seeing the borders. Borders make such a big difference. This allows the owner to write on it, do any decorating, but yet the pages are decorated. Again, this is one of the printables, 4 by 6, and I did it like a little cluster right here, adding some this pumpkin, a die cut, and a sticker. This is an embellished paper clip, and it kind of fits in like that, so it kind of is a fun page. And on this side you see the die cut and the tag that I've resized from the book page. And again, one of the pages that you can see is double-sided right here, and the border. And here's the pocket with Happy Halloween, since we all know Halloween comes on the 31st, the end of the month. This journal is a lot of fun. It's basically oranges and blacks, a little bit of vintage style to it, plenty of journaling space, plenty of places to add pictures or any Halloween ephemera. This would make a wonderful October daily. So again, this was great fun. I love making Halloween journals, and let me put this tag, oh, there it is. And I think it came out really well. I'm very happy with the cover. This does not come naturally for me. So again, thank you for watching, and have a beautiful Halloween.